Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this enormous press conference we have here today ahead of this unprecedented day of boxing. It is No Limits Super Saturday. You'll see live across Fox Sports and KO Sports, and of course on Main Event this Saturday, live here from Newcastle. Ben Damon is my name. A fantastic lineup of talent we have from Australian and global boxing here today, and up at the top table shortly we'll be talking to Dennis Hogan, who fights against Sam Eggington for the IBO Super Welterweight World Title belt, and also Nikita Tszyu having his fourth professional fight against the undefeated local in Darkon Dryden. It's a stacked undercard as well. You'll see all the action live on Fox Sports and KO from 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time this Saturday. Then we switch over to Main Event pay-per-view, available for Foxtel and KO subscribers, and that is from 7 p.m. this Saturday night. All the action taking place here in Newcastle. It's all brought to you, of course, by No Limit Boxing Promotions. I'm joined by George Rose. George, what's your Saturday look like? It's a busy one for a lot of people, this.
My Saturday looks bloody exciting. That's what my Saturday looks like. I'm that pumped for this show. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. 20 fights with the best talent that we've got on offer here in Australia. And, of course, my favourite Kiwi, David Light, joining us too. We've got a fantastic card, and I can't wait to see who wants to steal the show. With this many fights on a card, I know people want to make a name for themselves and want to put their hand up and be the best of the day. So I'm looking forward to the excitement of the unknown.
You mentioned the Kiwi. You didn't mention the Englishman down the end of the top table here, Sam Eggington. 2 times in 2 years he's been in the Fight of the Year in British boxing, one of the most entertaining boxers in the world, and we're having him here in Newcastle to fight against our own Dennis Hogan.
I have enjoyed watching him on TV, and I am looking forward to seeing him live in the flesh. I'm really grateful that he was able to come across here to Australia to defend his IBO world title against our Dennis Hogan, and really looking forward to that fight. I know, I love the way Dennis fights. He's never been in a dull fight. He brings it, and so does Sam Eggington. And this fight's going to be a very entertaining one. And look, I hope that we have a new world champion at the end of it.
Now you've got Nikita Tszyu over to your right there. Darkon Dryden, the local boy, is just over here as well. What are you expecting there? Because yesterday we did a face-off piece you'll see on Main Event and No Limit Socials over the next couple of days. They were talking about this being a chess match. I don't know if I'm expecting that.
Yeah, look, they might be calling a chess match, but I'm expecting fireworks from these guys. I know that they're both very talented boxers, very smart boxers, but they've both got power in their hands, and they both have that knockout power. And I know that once they taste a little bit of blood, this is both of them. They both want to bang straight away, and I think it's one that we really shouldn't blink for. I think as soon as that first punch lands for anyone, anything can happen.
What else are you looking forward to here, George? Have a look at that bottom table and the talent in Australian boxing that we've got just at the moment. What are you looking forward to down there?
I know, we are really blessed with absolute talent here in Australia, and to have this platform on Saturday for everyone to get the opportunity to showcase it. We've got our best female fighters, our best male fighters. Really excited about the return of Jade Mitchell. He's looking very, very fit, very healthy, very ready to go. Goodman, I'm always excited about watching. I could go through the whole bottom table there and mention, something positive to say about each and every one of those fighters. But as I said, this is a great opportunity for them to steal the show, and I'd love for any one of you to put your hand up and steal the show for us all on Saturday night. And Darragh Foley's just rolled in too. He left me hanging last night on our Instagram Live, and he's turned up late again today. So that's 2 strikes for you, Darragh, but I know that no doubt he'll be very entertaining come fight night.
Well, he's going to mention knockout bonuses, and most of these fighters are at some point during this press conference. Do you want to get it out of the way? Tell us exactly what's going on.
Absolutely. There is definitely a $10,000 knockout bonus for the best knockout of the night. I think Darragh's breaking his neck already. He's been the one who's pressured me into this, but I love to see it. I
thought it was 15, mate. And then I see Big Liam, the heavyweight, down cracking pads in Bondo boxing yesterday. I'm like, we got to go by weights because that man can punch. Can we have a couple of knockout bonuses or just one?
Hey, make it a pretty one. You've just got to make sure that you don't upset your opponent in claiming the knockout
end up on time,
bonus, because everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody wants a knockout bonus, and I'm fine with that. If you're going to come out and put on a show, give us an exciting knockout. That's great for me. If you're going to put on an exciting performance, that's what I'm here for. I love to see our best boxers putting on great performances.
Best seat in the house will be in front of the TV watching on main event pay-per-view, of course, but if you can get to Newcastle, got any tickets left?
We do still have tickets left, and we will be changing the format of the day a little bit too. So everything will be moving into the Newcastle Entertainment Centre for weather reasons. We don't want nobody to get wet. We want you to still be able to enjoy the day, have a drink, have a punt, and enjoy the fights. Because it will be a long day, great day of fights, and there's plenty going to be happening, but it'll all move indoors so you don't get wet. You can stay dry, enjoy the day. Tickets available through Ticketek, or kick back on the lounge and enjoy it at home.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic day of boxing. Thank you very much, George Rose from Nolan. We're going to talk to all of these fighters. There's plenty of them, as you can see, that have joined us here today. We'll start down the front there with David Light. Always great to talk to David Light, a huge personality in global boxing. The world number 6 at cruiserweight and the world number 12 as well with the IBF. He's 6 with the WBO. And coming over a stunning first-round knockout victory in the US against the world number 14. David Light, you're in a fantastic position in your career. How big was that most recent win for you in the US?
Oh, it's huge, and it's just every fight at this stage is about making statements. This fight Saturday, I just want to make another statement. I want to get rid of him early, like I did my last opponent. I fought 3 people in the top 15, and I just want to keep the ball rolling, prove that I'm there for a world title.
Must have felt especially good to get that win and in that fashion after the couple of years that you've had being stranded there without a fight in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, but, everyone's been going through the same thing, Everyone in this room knows what it's like, so I'm not going to complain about it. We just get on with our business. We do what we do. We train hard in the gym, and now we're here.
You're on nice and early too, David, so you can watch plenty of these fights through the rest of the night. That must be exciting.
Yeah, well, I'd like to be on the other end of the card, the main event, but it is what it is.
Well, if things go according to plan, there are whispers maybe there's a big fight in the US not too far around the corner on potentially a really major card as well for you.
Yeah, hopefully, we want to land that Terence Crawford Spence card, and that fight will put me in line for a world title against someone here, one of your own, or someone in like a Coley or something, and that's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, fantastic. Great to have David Light, one of the best cruiserweights in the world here as part of this card, and you'll see him in action if you're here nice and early this Saturday. An Australian title fight with Ella Boots, who sits immediately to the left of David Light, is a part of this card as well. She takes on Zoe Puderak. This is the 3rd pro fight for Ella, and how exciting for you that in your 3rd professional fight you're fighting for this historic belt.
Yeah, this is really exciting for me. It's something that I've been wanting to tick off the list since turning professional, and to do it on such an amazing card, thanks to No Limits, like a real pleasure. So thank you.
I was talking to your legendary trainer, Johnny Lewis, just before the press conference. He tells me that you're in the form of your life. You're feeling better than ever?
Yes, I am. Even just from my last fight, I can feel myself progressing. Sparring's been great, training's been great, everything. I've learnt a lot, and I just keep getting better. So.
Zoe Puderak has a strong kickboxing background. Have you seen much of her, and what are you expecting out of this fight?
Yes, she's a really tough opponent, which is exactly what I want. I know she's going to bring it, but I'm there to win that belt on Saturday night, and I can't wait for it. So.
Looking forward to seeing Ella Boot in action, one of the most exciting female boxers in the country, as is this woman. We'll head down the other end of the table with Ash Sims, who's sitting alongside her trainer in Mark Lucas, also fighting on the card. But we'll start with Ash. Coming off your first loss this time around, Ash, it must have extra feeling for you this time around.
Yeah, look, no one likes losing. I don't think anyone at this table can say that they want to lose, but I'm a firm believer in if you take a loss, then you learn from it. You don't sit there dwelling on it, making excuses. So my team and I, we got straight back into the gym, started working on all the things that I did wrong in that fight, and I think we've progressed pretty quickly since then. So I'm excited to showcase that on Saturday night. And
what do you know about your opponent, Sarah Watt?
I don't know much about her, to be honest. That's my team's job to tell me how to beat her. So, I think she's just won a title herself. So, she'll be looking to make a statement. But so am I. So we'll see how it goes.
And something a bit different for you, fighting on the same card as your trainer.
Yes. This is a very special moment for me. I don't want to get emotional because, that's not what boxers do, but, Mark's helped me so much, and to have him have this experience with me, that's something that I'm really going to cherish for a very long time. So, yeah, I'm really grateful that he's sitting next to me right now.
All right, let's talk to Mark Lucas, who does make his return in a fight against Jade Mitchell. Firstly, I'll ask you about Ash, because she's got a couple of hats on this card. How is she travelling, and what are you expecting to see from her?
Yeah, I'm expecting to see big improvements, obviously, from the last one. You know, Ash has had the hard job of, you know, trying to learn in front of big audiences. She's a novice in this game, and you know, while things start to come together in camp, often they take a little bit longer to get them right on competition night, and that's what we saw last time, was just a lack of experience, you know, in the competitive changes. And I think this camp we've had the time to solidify those improvements, and yeah, she's boxing really good, and I'm expecting her to come out victorious with a good performance. So.
Plenty of people with busy days, but none busier than yours this Saturday. How do you handle the fact that you are training and fighting on this card?
Well, funnily enough, the only reason I can get back in the ring for the rest of this year is that I've had my third baby 4 weeks ago, and my wife's off work in between buying, becoming a partner in a new accountancy firm, and you know, us having our own business as well. So I can juggle many hats, and her actually being off work to look after the newborn has kind of enabled me to get back into the game. So, you know, juggling 2 roles on one night with a 2-hour gap or so in between isn't that big an ask for me, I don't think. I'm used to doing it in the gym, so yeah, I'm just looking forward to it, man.
And having all that on your plate, does it show just how lightly you're taking this fella that you're fighting? I think what's his name, Jade Mitchell?
Yeah, I think he'll be an easy night's work, obviously. You know, he's only been ranked number 8 in the world and had 30-something fights with 2 defeats, so I think it'll be a walk in the park. No, look, man, I've got the utmost respect for Jade. We're both, I don't know, I don't want to say, like, I always feel older than I am. You know, I'm 33, he's 37. But he's had a good career, and I think we 36. Can both... 36, sorry, mate. I don't look a day over 40, so... yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. He's a good boxer. I think it's a good return for us both, to be honest. It's a good test. It's certainly no walk in the park, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there on the big stage again, and sharing this moment with one of my athletes now is pretty special as well. So yeah. We expect a good fight Saturday night, I reckon.
Thanks so much. That is Mark Lucas. He does fight against Jade Mitchell, who is down at the front there as well. Jade, good to see you again. I saw you met Mark just at the back of the room before this press conference, like a couple of caged animals you were, ready to get at each other.
Yeah, we're a couple of wild men, me and Mark. But look, I just want to come clean. That other press conference, that was a true story that I just plain old made up. I never met Mark before, but he's an absolute gentleman. However, he does not like you, doesn't like George Rose. Or Matt Rose. Where's Trent? He likes Trent, but we all love Trent. Trent's a legend. But look, we had a great chat, and we actually made a gentleman's wager, because Georgie's going to throw up the $50,000 knockout bonus. $50,000 knockout bonus. I'm going to give Mark 10 and take the 40. If one of us is lucky enough, he's going to give me the 10 and take the 40 if he's lucky enough, because we're only over 6 rounds, so we're going to really go for it on Saturday night. And yes, this is a good fight to come back to, because I probably should have been fighting a 40-year-old Fijian at cruiserweight, if you know what I'm talking about, Billy. So shout out to my mate Bill Alakaway. If I get past Mark Lucas, this is the fight I want to make.
How do you feel having this big knockout bonus on this card, being the devastating puncher that you are, Jade?
I'm not that confident, to be honest with you, but...
no, pillow fight.
Yeah, a lovely pillow fight. Now, look, anything can happen. We're 2 of the most seasoned fighters on this card. And I think over 6 rounds, the 2 of us have been been ready for 10 and 12 round fights throughout our careers. And we've been going at it for 8 years now, and anything can happen. It's going to be an explosive fight.
Jade, we do jest, but it is a very important time in your life and career. What are you planning to do at this stage of your boxing career? What are the ambitions?
Chin Mark, grab the 40 Gs, give Mark 10. And then get on with the next one. I believe we're on in November.
Fantastic. That's a really exciting fight that you'll see on Fox Sports as the main bout on the Fox Sports portion of proceedings with Jade Mitchell up against Mark Lucas. We're now going to head down to the front table again with Chanel Dargan, who takes on Ayesha Abeeds in this fight. Chanel, great to see you back on one of these no-limit cards, and I saw you've got your little son there, Oren, who's joined us here today. Exciting to have him as part of the experience.
Yeah, no, he's here. He a little bit crazy, so he's always got me on my toes. But yeah, I'm glad to be here and be on this amazing card.
He's nice and quiet though. He's behaving very well here today. What should we expect to see out of you stylistically in this fight on Saturday? Because we know you've got a couple of speeds.
Yeah, no, I know Ayesha loves to come forward and she likes to fight, and that's a fight that I like. So I'm expecting me to just fight the way I fight and come forward as well and bang it out.
Probably sick of talking about it, but we'd love to see that rematch at some point with Ash Sims, who's at the front table there after one of the greatest fights we've ever seen in female boxing in this country. Do you have one eye on that in the future?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, I want to get through this fight, and I'm sure Ash wants to get through hers, and then I'm hoping after that we can kind of settle it by the end of the year and figure out who's going to win, and then move on from there.
Okay, fantastic. Great to have you with us, Chanel. Looking forward to your fight and looking forward to seeing Darragh Foley against Blake Minto as well. I'm going to start with Blake Minto, who comes from just down the road at Toronto. He comes with a record of 14-3-2. Blake, great to have you with us for this big show. Must be exciting for you to be fighting just down the road on a show like this.
Yeah, mate, it's awesome. I haven't fought at home for 3 years, and excited to see all the home crowd here and get behind this great event.
Darragh had a couple of things to say, as he often does. Yesterday, he said that there's levels to boxing. And
No, I've actually, man, sorry to interject,
here we go.
but I've actually a couple of questions for you myself, Blake. Yeah. I was, one of the boys showed me a video on the way up here where you're saying you're going to knock me out and give half it to mental health. Are you mad in the fucking head, man? How are you going to knock me out, man? You couldn't knock snow off a wet rope.
No, that's not. I'll correct that. I said if somehow.
Oh, if. Fuck, if this ceiling falls down, mate.
Sorry.
You don't get 15G bonuses on ifs.
Sorry, Big Daddy.
You know what I mean? You gotta. Well, I've actually something for you. It's your birthday on Saturday night, innit? Is it?
What was that?
It's your birthday on Saturday.
Nah. Friday.
Friday, how old?
30, flirty, and fighty, baby.
Well, you know what I've got for you, mate? I got you an early birthday present. Saturday night's lotto. I even got you the super quick pick, yeah? Because you've just about as much chance of fucking winning that than knocking me out. Never mind going the distance, mate.
Well, you better give me that, yeah. Thanks, brother.
There you go.
My man.
And you know what else I'm going to do? Because I'm very philanthropical like this man. I got one myself. And when this comes in on Saturday night, what I'm going to do? Who we got? Sammy boy, how's it going? Me peaky blinder brother, how's things? What's your favourite car, Sam?
Say that again?
What's your favourite car? Ferrari, Bentley?
I'd have a big Bentley.
A big Bentley.
4x4 Bentley.
Mark Lucas, what's your favourite watch, mate? An AP, Breitling, what you want?
You're asking the wrong person, man. I don't know.
Okay then, okay. You'll get what you're giving. Chanel. Handbags, talk to me. YSL, Gucci, what you want?
Yeah, Gucci.
Gucci, Elaboo, what you want?
Whatever you want.
And what you want, New Zealand? How's it cheap over there? Do you want a house, an apartment? Trent Rose, I've taken enough money off you, mate. This is payback. What do you want? A nice suit? What do you want?
We'll just go halves in the winnings, and we'll sweet.
And you know what? And if there's any change, fuck it, I'll give it to mental health. How about that? It's very easy to give shit away when it's never gonna come true, right? I'm actually gonna pick that up just in case.
Round of applause would be good. That's Darragh Foley. He takes on Blake Minto. Should be a really good fight as well, and they've talked it up for us here today. Let's move along now to the next of our fights. Sam Goodman, the world number 7, takes on Jason Cooper from Queensland. Jason, you got a bit to follow, mate. Give us something.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank No Limit for putting this on. We've wanted this fight for a while. We've got the fight, and we've trained hard for it. So we're going to put on a great performance on Saturday night.
Jason, a lot of people don't want the fight against Sam Goodman because of the way that he's been looking. What have you seen that makes you so confident that you win this fight?
I don't know why they don't want the fight. He's not dangerous at all. He's just a great boxer. I'll give that to him, but the opponents he's fought, they're just there for paydays, really. They haven't... Hey?
Who have you fought?
Into your mic, Sam, a response?
Yeah, who have you fought?
A lot better opponents than what you've fought.
No one, mate. Look at your last fight. Look at your last fight.
That
You
was
look
5 years
terrible.
off, mate.
You're a spoiler, mate. That's all you are. You're gonna get taught a boxing lesson. I'm telling you.
Mate, there's
You
been
got
a lot of upsets on No Limit shows lately, and don't be surprised if there's another one on Saturday night.
Yeah, righto, mate.
Jason, what would a win like this mean to you at this stage of your career?
Mate, it's a express ticket straight back up to the top. I've been there before. I've been out for 5 years, but I've been training solid now for 12 months plus. So yeah, it just gets me right back up to the top really quickly. So that's what we're looking for.
Sam Goodman, as I mentioned, the world number 7 with the WBO, the number 8 with the IBF. Sam, very confident opponent in front of you. Did you expect that here today?
He's saying what he's meant to say, but really he doesn't believe that. He knows he's here to get beat and run over, and that's it. So I'm going to do a job on him, and I'm going to show why I'm the best in the country.
How many tickets have you sold, Sam? Because everywhere you go, a big mob follows. They're coming up the freeway.
Yeah, we've got a lot coming up, mate. So it's going to be a big crowd, a hostile crowd, and yeah, Nui's going to be going off. I can't wait. I'm blessed with me support, and yeah, they're all coming.
How do they cope with 20 fights through the course of the day on Saturday, your lot, do you think?
They're not gonna. They're gonna be smashed. So I don't know, mate. It's gonna be a rowdy one. 20 fights. It's a long day. It's a lot to get through. But look, they'll do it. Yeah, they're seasoned campaigners themselves. So look, it's gonna be a good one.
All right, that's a great fight between Sam Goodman and Jason Cooper. Really looking forward to all of the action we've just talked about down on that bottom table. As you can see, there's some exciting boxers, some exciting personalities as well. And now we head up to the top table and we'll talk to Nikita Tszyu and Darkon Dryden. Nikita Tszyu is 3-0 as a professional boxer, 2 stoppage victories. And Darkon Dryden, he has stopped every one of his opponents so far. Darkon, how does it feel being back here in Newcastle about to take on a Tszyu?
Feels good. Travel's only 15 minutes here and there instead of the 2-hour trips to Sydney. It's all done now.
Are you surprised that they're willing to fight you up here in your hometown with a big home fan base here as well?
No, not at all. They seem like they're taking on all challenges, and I've stepped up to the plate now too.
And we did that face-off piece yesterday. A lot of back and forth between the pair of you. Some very strange stuff. What did you make of the conversation that you had with Nikita? Where do you think his head's at for this fight?
I was just more looking at his head. He looks weight drained. I don't know how he's cutting, but his cheeks are sucked in, his eyes are already sucked in, and I hope he's doing it right.
Well, we'll ask him about that in just a minute, unless he wants to respond. How are you doing weight-wise? Darkon thinks you're battling.
Not really. I'm actually feeling pretty good. The cheeks just sucked in because I'm kind of reducing salts, and yeah, like I'm feeling really fresh compared to last time, and probably one of my easiest weight cuts.
Darkon, we've got 2 big punchers here, 2 of the bigger punchers in the division in this country, but yesterday you were talking about a chess match. Do you really believe that? Surely you get out there and charge and we throw bombs.
We'll see where it goes, up to round 1. I can box and punch, so we'll see what happens.
What are you planning, Nikita?
Well, I definitely don't think that he's going to try and do a chess match. I reckon he's going to try and outmuscle me, and he'll kind of start a little bit slow, but then he's going to go back to his roots and try and knock me out. He'll kind of let his emotions get the best of him and look for that one punch.
You saw his most recent fight. What did you see in what Darkon Dryden has?
Well, the obvious, there is a bit of power in his punches. He throws with the intent of hurting, and that's what I'm going to try and exploit. I'm going to use his strengths as weaknesses for himself.
Does it excite you going in there with a puncher like Darkon, someone who, like yourself, has the ability to knock out opponents?
It brings this level of focus that you can't really mess around, and you can't have any split second of weakness. So there is this little threat in the back of your head, but that threat is very motivating to really be at your top A game. and that's how I prepared for this whole camp.
Just some final words from you to Darkon, given you've gone back and forth before the two of you see each other at tomorrow's weigh-in and then the fights. Something final for Darkon?
I don't know what else to say to him. We had a nice little talk yesterday. He doesn't know what sashimi is, which is pretty weird, but yeah.
Darkon, final words from you?
Good luck. I hope you're talking the weight trades as easy as I hope the weight cuts as easy as you said, because if it's anything like I've done, I went down to welter and I cut weight like that and I felt just a little bit slower, a little bit heavier. Everything was just 10% off, 20% off. And if you're doing it as hard as I think, yeah, you might fall on the first.
Well, you got to be intelligent with the way you do weight cuts. You got to do your research.
I hope you got to drip weight down the back when you get off the scales.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I hope you got to drip on when you get off the scales.
I'm going to be dripping on the scales.
He said he hopes he's got a drip after you get off the scales, but he also said he's going to stop you potentially in the first round. So it is a very, very exciting fight between Nikita Tszyu and Darkon Dryden. Do not miss that. We'll explain it all later. Now we go to the two remaining fighters here today, and we have a man who holds the IBO super welterweight world title belt from England in Sam Eggington, and also a man who has fought for 3 versions of world titles in the Irish-Australian Dennis Hogan. We'll start with Dennis, who joins us at the top table here down the end. Dennis, just explain to us what this means to you at this stage of your career, to get a shot at a belt like this back here at home.
Look, I just feel like, the last 12 years as a professional, it all comes down to Saturday night. It's like I've either ticked that box or I haven't. So I've been very conscious of that throughout the camp. And I truly have put in the best camp I think I could have possibly put in, my best to date. And I think that performance will show on Saturday night.
You would have had a good look at Sam Eggington, not just since you've known that you're fighting him, but over the years as well, because he's someone that everyone has had a really good look at through his career. What sort of a fighter is he, and what sort of a fight are you expecting?
Look, Sam is an absolute warrior, he was getting credit yesterday for beating some good people. There's people on his record that, that he's beaten as well, like Frankie Gavin, and, he's had some phenomenal wins. And he's got a great heart, and his style is tough, as we all know. So again, it's about me just negating that, boxing my fight, and doing that, and trying to win every second of every round and come out victorious. I'm under no illusions. But Sam is here. We're in Newcastle. He's had to travel. We both have to make weight. There's pros and cons to both of us. I'm older, but at the end of the day, who wants that belt more? I don't want to fly back to Brisbane without that belt. He doesn't want to have a long flight to England without that belt. This makes for a fantastic fight.
We had a good chat the other day, Dennis. I think you shed a tear as well, just thinking about what it would feel like if they do say "and new" after the journey you've been on in your professional career. Just explain to us what that feeling will be like for you.
Look, it would be, you did get me that time, I'll tell you. You got me. But, one of the things, my daughter, she really wants this. She understands now. She's 5. I know Sam also, he has a family, and I know he's bringing a belt home to his family too, but I think it's my turn now. I really want to bring that belt back to my daughter. She said, "I really hope you can do it, Daddy," and that was all the motivation I needed. I'll move heaven and earth Saturday night if I have to.
And just a word on the Irish. I was going to ask Darragh Foley, but he went elsewhere.
You Dennis boy, bring it fucking on. I like it as well, Sammy. I got cousins in Birmingham.
A big day for the Irish, and I'm sure there's some who are considering making the trip. Why should they come and have a look at all the action or watch on main event on Saturday?
Look, I've been absolutely blessed to have people through the last 12 years I've got people from Melbourne, people from everywhere coming, Brisbane, Sydney, and get my crowd there. Darragh's crowd will be together, and everyone in Newcastle will all get together and make for a phenomenal atmosphere. I think this will be one of the best atmospheres that we'll see here in Australia.
Thanks so much. That's Dennis Hogan. Now we do head down to the last remaining fighter. He has won the Fight of the Year in British boxing the last 2 years in a row. He holds the IBO Super Welterweight title belt, and he is one of the most exciting fighters on the planet. Sam Eggington, fantastic to have someone of your stature here in the country. How have you found your time in Australia so far, and since you arrived here in Newcastle?
Yeah, no, it's been good. A long trip here. But since we've been here, it's been good. You know, I've enjoyed it as much as I can. You know, with what I've got to do. You know, we've got to make weight and we've got to train hard. So, you know, in between all that, you know, I've done as much as I could. You know, and enjoyed it as much as I could. So, yeah, we're just here to do a job, and that's what I'm planning to do.
You've fought on some major shows around the world, but what have you made of what you've seen here today and this event as well, with 20 fights over the course of a day?
Yeah, it's a first I've heard of 20 fights through the day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out, and you know, like you say, there's a big knockout bonus on the horizon. So you know the lads are gonna go out and the women are gonna go out and go all out for that. So it'd be fun to watch. It'd be fun to watch.
Nice to hear you might be getting a Bentley out of Darragh Foley too.
Yeah, what a bloke. What a bloke.
What colour you want, mate? What are we looking at? Black, grey?
Oh, mate, you can pick the colour if you're buying it. Just
100%. I'll even have a ship back to Birmingham for you, bud.
Sam, I just want to go back to the start of your career, if I could, for just a moment, because obviously we know all about your boxing journey, but if you could just tell the people where you did start as a pro and what your thoughts were at that point.
Yeah, so at the start, I was a forklift driver, and I got made redundant, and I turned over to be a journeyman. And you know, I fought away since the very start of my career. My debut was away. You know, I was in the, in enemy territories from the start. You know, so this is nothing new to me apart from the plane ride. So yeah, we started out to be a journeyman. We went away, and we won. You know, our first fight. So you know, that idea went tits up straight away. And it's just snowballed into something that no one ever imagined it would be.
So you started wanting to be a journeyman, now you're a world champion. How important is it to you to keep that belt on Saturday?
Look, pal, like I say, we've all got families. I ain't travelling, this far for so long, to give it up. That's all I need to say, really. I can't say much more on it.
Thanks so much. That is Sam Eggington. He will fight against Dennis Hogan, of course, on this stacked card. We've talked to plenty of them, but there's plenty more. You'll see all the action from midday here at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre, then 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on Fox Sports and KO. Then we head to main event pay-per-view at 7 p.m. for some outstanding fights. A really good day of action. It is No Limits Super Saturday. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.
Allah.